Hey, so on this video, how much will this coin appreciate? Yes, a coin series that I am going to be following up on and catching up on. I'm going to be going over just that, just giving my thoughts and opinions on how much this coin in question, the Lion of England, will appreciate in price. So before we get into this, I'd love to say if you haven't done so already, and you like what you hear /see, please do go ahead and subscribe, and also let me know your thoughts and opinions. Everything I'm going to be speaking about in here is just my own personal thoughts and opinions from owning the coin, trading the coin. I've done a few trades of the coins that I'll speak on hopefully, and just where I believe it can go from, and just try speculate or just try guesstimate on what I think its future holds for it and the likes of. So let me know your thoughts and opinions on where you think this coin's going to go, up or down, or whether you think it's just whatever that may be. So go ahead and leave your thoughts and opinions in the comments. So looking at this, it's going to be the Lion of England as mentioned. Just give my own thoughts of when I first purchased these. So I purchased a box of these out in the video. You can see my older videos of when I purchased these. I think the Royal Mint had announced these, just where I was at the time in my train of thought. It was just one of those coins that I think I really did like the design. Definitely a breath of fresh air. I remember speaking to a lot of people at the time, and a few people were turned off, and just not a few people I was conversating with, and then the major turn off for a lot of people was the no mintage. So these were going to be a bullion coin, and the Royal Mint today would release an absolute crap coin series I can think of at the top of my head, and they'll have a cap mintage whether 50k, 100k. So seeing something like this, it was strange. But now you really understand the mint tactics, not so strange. But, they decided to give it an unlimited mintage, and it turned off a lot of potential buyers in the beginning. But for me, I was still aggressively picking up, so took the punt and went ahead and picked up a monster box of these, and don't regret it now. Can't remember what I paid. I think I roughly paid around it was between the 31 to 33 pound mark area, I believe. I'll have to triple check on what I paid, but I got them at early release price. I picked up I picked up a whole box at once. So yeah, but that's what I paid, roughly around the 2016 area. Did I think these was going to be a massive hit? I thought with the image, the design was a very strong design, liked by a lot of people. So that's another great thing, especially when you can have something that could potentially go on to do massive. It helps when everybody's raving about the image. I didn't hear a lot of negative things about the image at the time, regardless of where you was, whether you was in a forum or whether you was on a platform like YouTube or anywhere. It was positive things you was hearing about the design. So I locked in. Now, we had the scandal with these coins that we'll never really know about. You could only guess yourself, but I can't remember even when they officially came out. But Royal Mint sticking with 2 a year, I'm guessing, and with some information that they put out there, just getting their whole lineup right and correct, i.e. was it going to be the quarter ounce, 2 ounce, and the 1 ounce gold. We had a situation where they may have underproduced or not known it was going to be as big as it was, and I mentioned that many times when I was speaking with a dealer, and he was even instructing that I should have picked up more of these because they couldn't get their hands on no more. And the coin just really picked up a lot of momentum then. A lot of the people I was speaking with at the time that wasn't really interested decided to get in. They were still readily available. They've never been hard to find. I don't think we're there yet, even now, and I'll touch on that in a moment. But, you was paying a slight bit more of a premium then. But, people have locked in. It's done wonders for the coin. I mean, at the time of releasing this video, not to forget, these came out in 2016, I believe. This coin's 3 years old. So I'm going to start talking some prices in a moment. But I think it's done well so far, especially for an unlimited mintage coin. When you're looking at the prices currently from the Royal Mint Bullion, the guys that released this coin or produced this coin, they have this pegged, as mentioned, time of release of the video, for around £67. So that's around $86. Now, it's unavailable from them. So, that's what they have it pegged at. Spot price recently jumped. I know the Royal Mint Bullion have recently adjusted their prices for a lot of their proof coins. So that's where they currently gauge the coin at, which is very interesting. I'm not to forget, this is the first in the series. I believe these did come with a lower mintage, well, in comparison to the unlimited mintage of the rest. purely because its success took them off guard. You know, they wasn't prepared for it to be as successful as it was, which is a great thing for those. It's one of those rare opportunities that a mint may do. I wouldn't call it a boo-boo. It's just it was so well done, you know, that they just couldn't keep up with demand. What I do know they done from there was apparently the proofs wasn't planned, but they jumped on board, and this is why we have the proofs not in sync with the bullion. You know, if it's that much of a hit, then because it's Royal Mint Bullion that are in charge of these, because these are technically the bullion coins, you'll get Royal Mint themselves jumping on board. Then we get the 1 ounce proofs, the quarter ounce proofs, the 1 ounce gold and 5 ounce gold and the likes of. And this is why it's always a lot of questions of why they're mixed up. Why aren't they both released at the same date? So it's literally two different entities got involved, saw a hit, and then they both took it from wherever they wanted to take it from. And that's from what I understand. I had a bit of info from a rep regarding that. But, you know, so pricing wise, I said, I saw it was at £67, around £86. It's varying from dealer to dealer. I'll get on to where I think it's going to go to and how much I think it will appreciate at the end of this as around that. But prices are very interesting, you know, and it's really from region to region once again. Yes, this does carry a premium. You would have thought it being the first, it would have had that title. And it's one of a rare few of collector coins out there today. I mean, 3 years on at time of release, as mentioned, you can sell this coin most definitely if you purchased when it first came out for a profit. So it's rare straight away, you know. It's one of the coins that actually succeeded, so it's not one of the many failures. So you're looking at a success story. If you can look around and gauge at where it's supposed to be, that's going to be the interesting thing. I've seen dealers, UK dealers, American dealers, you know, eBay dealers, technically sellers, selling this coin of upwards of £100. You know, and who's to say that they can't get that? You know, maybe they know something we all don't know, but depending on where you look, if you're a savvy shopper, you can pick this coin up. I would give it a price range of around the £60 mark, around the $78, you know, and that's from your average eBay seller. If you've got a dealer or secondary or somewhat of a smaller dealer selling it, you can come across some dealers that are selling this in the UK. The second-hand margin scheme, so you could find it for a £50 area and below. I've always said find it for £50 and below is a bargain, really. But, you know, I think in America there is a handful of dealers that are doing great prices on this. If you was interested, a heads up. I believe JM Bullion, to the best of my knowledge, from what the small amount of deals I did look at, are selling at around the $57 mark at MEX. I think around the $64. So they must have a lot of stock in, not the peak out of the two. Now, I personally believe, as more and more time's gone on, not to forget 3 years in already, and if you've got that issue, you could technically double your price. Would it be as liquid, and could you double it fast? Time would tell, but I think a lot of the price action is going to be in this coin and the Griffin. It's looking more and more like that, because I would have thought maybe it would have been a lot more, believe it or not. You know, when you do get a hit, it's a hit. It's a coin that goes up. It appreciates regardless of what the spot price is over time. You know, this coin has steadily gone up and it's done well. There's not been a lot to really help it in terms of, you know, the gold's doing fantastic. The gold's a whole different buyer's market technically. So this is something that, well, the first option that if you was into the silver, you would have had to take this option here. So I think that alone is good and not bad for it, but I don't think it's going to be the number one star. I think that's the Griffin has taken that place, and I'll most definitely get to doing a future video on the Griffin on how much I believe that will appreciate. But nevertheless, I think this is still a fantastic coin. It has room to breathe and grow, but I personally, if I'm going to put a number on this, think how much will it appreciate in price? Well, it's technically doubled in price. You know, I would peak it at £100. You know, £100 and even higher. Not saying that the Griffin is technically selling for around that now, even on dealers with dealers, but dealers ain't technically buying that back at that price. So, you know, I reckon around £130. As mentioned, depending on where you look now, this trades around the £60 mark. So, you know, £78 mark. Yeah, $78, sorry, mark. For it to go up higher, we've got, where are we now? I think we have, what, 2 more releases, technically. We're not including the Griffin. and they come out, so that's next year this series comes to an end. I hope I've got those figures right. How much will it increase from there? I don't think there's much the Royal Mint can do to technically hurt this series, because you're looking at 10 coins max, 2 a year. What could they do? I mean, they brought out the, I'm not sure if it was Cooper Nickel or even Silver, 1 ounce with the cricket and the other little speciality coins that they done, and it done nothing to affect the prices of the line, but it wasn't helpful. I don't really think it helps when you can get the motif, the design on another coin regardless of what it is. But it didn't kill the prices on these, because if you want the 2 ounce, they're limited. I don't know, there are mintage numbers out there, but they're limited. But I don't think the Royal Mint they would need to, i.e. just start pumping them back out. Like, hey, look, we're just anything's possible, but I highly doubt it. They'd need to start pumping out the Lion and the Griffin again. You know, just do a whole 3 months or so run. From there, bringing out a whole new Queen's Beast 2 series with new designs, I still don't think would harm these, because the series is so small and it gets completed in such a short period of time. So I think once the price is fixed, technically you can have a coin that will just keep on going up in price. So I believe a lot of the price action in the 10, once complete, is going to be in the Lion and the Griffin on the 2 ounce silver bullions. Of course, my own personal thoughts and opinions, I would love to hear yours. We have the Dragon still, which is a very strong coin. You know, I haven't checked on prices. I think that's a couple of pounds up. But when you see these prices, do they trade easily on the secondary market, you know, i.e. eBay? Are you then able to even approach a dealer and him pay you a handsome, or do they pay you a handsome profit for the coin? That's what's key here. You know, if you have one of these and you want to sell one of these, are you able to put it up and people flock to it because it's rare? You see that with the Griffin. The Griffin currently demands more of a premium than this coin on the secondary market and from dealer buyback. Why? Because the market says so. Why? Because it's more scarce than the Lion, plain and simple. That's not the case with the others. Why? Because, not to forget, it's an unlimited mintage coin. That's when the mintage kicks in. You know, the mint made a boo-boo, and this is Royal Mint we're talking about here, extremely opportunistic. Once that was fixed and rectified, they produced on the rest of the animals. And I don't think that's a bad thing either, because if you go for complete sets, you're going to need the Lion, you're going to need the Griffin. And I think with this technically doubling since the release of this video that I'm making here, and the Griffin comfortably doubling, you know, and seeking higher highs, you'll just have to pay those. And it's a good thing, because it's not too many of the coins that you'll be paying a larger premium for if you want a complete set in the 2 ounce silver bullion. So how high do I see this going? I'd say comfortably around the £100 mark, or 130, and that's from a dealer maybe offering you maybe 10 or below that. But I think this has got a lot of potential. We have another year to see how much, because technically it peaks from there, and you know, we have to wait and see. All could change if they did it from there. You know, the Queen's Beast series was a one-off, and that was that. You have to look back at time, and these are going to be the early offerings. Will we get a King's Beast? No one seems to know what's going to happen from there, but I think that could also play a massive role. If this is all we get, then we could be talking higher numbers. We'll have to do another video to catch up on that. But this has all just been my own personal thoughts and opinions. I'd love to hear your price and predictions on what you think this can do. Not to forget, 3 years out already, so it's not pocket change. We've been out for quite some time now for a coin to technically slightly double your money depending on what you paid. So it's a long time, no matter how you look at it. So, you know, could you wait another 3 more years for, I don't know, the unicorn maybe? So that can take 5 years, 6 years before it can double in price. So that needs to be taken into account also. But I'd love to hear your own thoughts and opinions, guys. So please do go ahead and leave that down below in the comments. Once again, please do go ahead and subscribe if you haven't done so already. And I'll catch you guys on a rebound.